Today we are getting ready to go to the Houston Rodeo, so if you want to see how I achieved this look, keep watching. All right, so step one, I've already prepped my face. I did my skincare and I primed. I used the e.l.f. Poreless Putty Primer, one of my favorite, very affordable drugstore brands. I love any primer that just blurs the pores. I'm going to use a little color corrector over any dark spots. This is from LA Girl. Yeah, LA Girl. And this orange is just gonna help my complexion look as even as possible. And then one thing I do to make sure that that doesn't move underneath my foundation is just set it with some setting powder. I'm just using a little Laura Mercier translucent powder because we are about to cake it on and we don't want this to move. All right, for concealer, this is my favorite concealer, the Too Faced Born This Way concealer. And I'm just gonna go over everywhere I color corrected before I put on any foundation. And then also, I really like to have a little bit of a glow underneath my foundation. So I'm gonna add a little bit of the Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Flawless Filter, just to add a little glow, period. And I'm using this Anissa Beauty foundation brush to blend this out. This is probably the best quality brush I've ever used. They feel really, really nice, really, really good quality. I want to get more of them. Then for foundation, I'm using the Lancome Idlewear foundation in the shade 450W. This is my go-to. It's literally the only foundation I use. It's quite a lovely shade match. Okay, and then I can take my beauty blender and just make sure it's really blended in and even. I take a second to let this fully dry down because I'm going to layer on a ton of more products and I don't want my foundation to be separating underneath. That is literally the worst. And I don't even need to pay that close attention to my forehead because I'm about to put a cowboy hat on for this rodeo. I've been in Houston for like 4 years and this is my first time actually dressing up for the rodeo. I am not from the South, so I don't own a cowboy hat, cowboy boots, nothing. But I just got some last minute accessories on Amazon. So my outfit's not going to be anything crazy, but hopefully it'll be cute. I actually like to blend this out with a beauty blender because, I don't know, I feel like it just gives like a nice little bronzy look. And kind of make sure, and kind of helps you make sure there's no harsh lines or anything. And then I place this in the crease of my eyes because I'm going to drag it down the center of my nose and I just want to follow my natural bone structure for my nose contour. The nose contour starts in the crease of your eye if you really want that like snatched look. Then I'm just taking like a little angled brush and blending this out and like dragging it down the bridge of my nose. Does not need to be perfect. Okay. Now I look bronzed and suntanned. All right, then I'm gonna go on with liquid blush. This is the Rare Beauty liquid blush in the shade Joy. It's a nice like peachy orange. Very black girl friendly, one of my favorites. I love all of their liquid blushes. I have like probably 4 or 5 shades. This is like very pigmented, but it's all gonna blend out and be fine. Even though right now I look like a literal clown. Moving on to highlight, I'm gonna brighten my under eye with a lighter concealer. This is the same Too Faced Born This Way concealer, but in the shade Warm Sand. And I'm gonna use this to like brighten my under eye, snatch my nose and kind of like lift the eye also. Then I also have this Anissa Beauty concealer brush. Again, such good quality. And I'm going to go in an upward motion to give the appearance of lifting my eye. I can clean up under here as well. And then I don't bring this too high into my forehead because I don't need my forehead to look any bigger. So I don't highlight my forehead too much. And then I'll finish blending this out with my damp beauty blender. If you are familiar with the rodeo at all, today is Bun B's birthday bonanza, where he brings out a ton of artists. The lineup was not looking too hot this year, so I'm hoping there's some surprises. Because last year was like early 2000s nostalgia, like Ying Yang Twins, Eve, Nelly, Rick Ross, and then Drake was the final like surprise performance, so kind of hard to top that, but my expectations are still high. I'm just gonna touch up my blush. Okay, and then I don't want this line to be too harsh, so I'm just gonna lightly pat it with my beauty blender. Now I need to set all of these liquids into place. So I'm using the Charlotte Tilbury setting spray. I'll get you one of these little fans from Amazon. They come in clutch. Again, you want to take your time and make sure everything is fully dried down before you continue on. My eyebrows are microbladed, so I'm just going to wipe off any foundation that's sitting on top of them. If you were considering it, I would highly recommend. I feel like eyebrows make such a difference on the literal shape of your face. And it's just like no maintenance. I'm going to do a light layer of the Haus Labs translucent powder just to set all of those liquids into place. I want to set under my eye, but also brighten it at the same time. So I'm using this Charlotte Tilbury brightening powder. It's like a pressed powder with a little triangle puff from Amazon. We've brightened, but also have like a matte finish. And then I'm going to bake with the Huda Beauty baking powder. This is the shade Blondie. I like to do this to set, but also to catch any fallout from my eyeshadow. This also helps snatch the nose as well. I also like to do a little on my laugh lines because that loves to crease. And that's cute. Then whatever you use for your bronzer, I go in the crease of my eye where I had put that sculpt stick, that contour stick, and I follow that same path down the bridge of my nose that I did earlier. And it like also is kind of an eyeshadow base at the same time. Okay, then I use a like chocolatey brown eyeshadow. This is the shade Fundamental from the Patrick Ta palette. And I go in the outer corner and outer crease of my eye. Give myself a little makeshift smoky eye. Okay, and then for my little shimmer, I'm wearing like a white and gold belt. The gold is kind of, it's gold, but also like rose goldy kind of. So I'm gonna do a little gold on my lid. This is the Huda Beauty Medium Nude Obsessions. All right, ooh, it's pretty. Yes, come on, gold. We're gonna get a little black eyeliner in our waterline. Don't skip this step. Going to the rodeo. Take a clean, fluffy brush and get all of that baking powder off. And at this point, you're gonna look casket ready. It's fine. Because we're gonna set our face again and it's gonna bring the glow back. I'm gonna go back in with this same Charlotte Tilbury complexion powder. And I just like kind of use this as a bronzer, honestly. And I'm gonna go over my face and my cheek, my face. I'm gonna go over my cheeks and my forehead. Just kind of like bronze my face up, bring the color back into it, go under my jawline. Kind of anywhere, mostly where I put that sculpt stick. If you really want that airbrushed look, the trick, use a lot of powder. Okay, then for the blush, we're gonna use a Sephora collection blush. It's a very bright orangey, very black girl friendly. And I think this is gonna be lovely with the eyeshadow. I'll go a little over the tip of my nose. Period. We're gonna brush up my eyebrow hairs. Again, they're microbladed, so very low maintenance. But I want my hairs to stay up, so I'm just gonna use some clear brow gel. This is NYX Control Freak. The reason why my eyebrows are microbladed in the first place is because they stop like right here. I have barely any hair on the tails, and so sometimes I like to add a little hair strokes. This is an Anastasia Beverly Hills brow pen. I really use a lot of drugstore products. Like this Revolution setting spray, it adds a little glow, but also like super matte finish. I like drench my face in this. I told you guys I use a lot of powder because I like to look airbrushed. So I go back in with that House Labs translucent powder. Very lightly. My last step is just my lashes and my lip, period. Lashes, we're going with Lily Lashes in Miami. These are my favorite. These are definitely my favorite. Just to add a little extra-ness, I'm doing these bottom lashes that are like $7 on Amazon. To prep my lashes for the strip lashes, I'm using this YSL mascara. All right, we've got our lashes, our bottom lashes on. I'm gonna let them like dry down a little bit and do my lip. Use a little bit of setting powder before, because I overline my top lip. I don't want it to move when I eat or drink. That was a bit much. Okay. Okay, we're gonna overline with the Makeup Forever Lip Pencil in Limitless Brown. For the lipstick, we're gonna do a satin nude. This is Charlotte Tilbury Cover Star. Finish with Fenty Gloss Bomb and Sweet Mouth. This is probably my favorite lip gloss. I love the gloss bombs, but this shade specifically. Okay, we're gonna do one last spray with the One Size Setting Mist. These lashes do not want to cooperate today. All right, I want to just curl my lashes up a bit. Okay, then lastly, to really like emphasize that baby doll look with the bottom lashes, I just want to put some mascara on. My hair is like pretty much done. I'm just gonna touch it up because I got it done yesterday and then I had slept with some like jumbo flexi rods in, so I was just letting it fall. This is a U-part wig. I bought the hair from Kendra's Boutique. I had a stylist dye it for me and make the U-part. Okay, I'm gonna use a little bit of Moroccan oil and I'll just comb the excess. Okay, makeup's good, hair's done. I think we're good to go. Let's go put on some cowboy boots and a cowboy hat. I really was gonna do the most this year and get a full-blown outfit, and I decided to be responsible and wear what the hell's in my closet. I was originally gonna go like classic light blue jean, but I don't know, I like this color. We threw on a very basic Zara crop top with my push-up bra because the B cups on their own were not giving. I got this white and like rose gold belt from Amazon at the last minute. Okay, I'm thinking these earrings that I already had, I got them years ago from Amazon. Okay, I want a little glow on the décolleté, so I'm using the Josie Maran body butter. This is in their new golden hour scent. I did not own cowboy boots, nor was I gonna spend an arm and a leg. So these were $30 on Amazon. Okay, I also got this hat last minute on Amazon. Yeehaw. Okay, wait, are the sunglasses cute? These are from Desi. Okay, yeah. All right, you guys, we are ready. Thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to comment, like, subscribe, and follow me on Instagram. Bye.